Hi, Mega Gig, back again with another review. Today I'm reviewing the Scooby Doo Where Are You series, mainly because tomorrow on November 9th they're releasing a new box set containing the whole series rather than the way they released it originally, which is the way I have it. I have it in 3 different boxes. This first box contains the first 2 seasons of Scooby Doo Where Are You. This next box contains what is known as Season 3 of the Scooby Doo Where Are You show, where it's actually the Scooby Doo show. This is the original 16 episodes of that show, and then they decided to keep that format going, and they had a 1-hour show that featured Scooby Doo and Dynamite showing on TV for a while, and they actually released a set encompassing the 16 episodes that were in that show. Essentially, you had a Scooby-Doo episode, then a Dynamite Blue Falcon episode. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Dynamite. I kind of wish they had released that series before this, because I would have rather just bought it than have to buy 3 different box sets. But essentially, what's going to be contained in the new set, which is neatly housed in a Mystery Machine case, is going to be these 41 episodes, the original special features that are on all 3 of these, minus the ones referring to Dynamite, more than likely, and a few new special features. I won't spoil what those are, and I'll show you what that box set looks like real quick. This is the first view on Amazon.com of what the set's going to look like. It's the Mystery Machine with, looks like Scooby and Shaggy sitting in the front seat. Looks pretty neat. Unfortunately, Scooby-Doo looks a bit, hokey. It looks kind of cheaply done, but it's not really the outer casing we care all that much about. Here's the second view where it has the 8 discs and basically the back end of the Mystery Machine flipping up. Scooby-Doo's been around since 1969, entertaining kids and adults of all kinds since then. Originally, they were going to call Scooby-Doo Mysteries 5, but they decided not to, and instead got entitled Scooby-Doo. And it's existed in many different formats, such as the new Scooby-Doo movies, which came between the first 2 seasons and what was known as the 3rd season. And then again, it was brought back in the 80s. There was a series between there that involved the original gang plus Scrappy-Doo, which that has not been released. Then there was a bit of a series that just had Daphne, Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy. That also hasn't been released. And then there was a group of episodes that just had Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy. Some of those have been released, but not very many of them. Essentially, they've released Volume 1 of the Richie Rich Scooby-Doo show, which has some of that. And then there was the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which they finally released that just this and I believe it was during this year. I think it was a couple of months ago when that got released. That was just 13 episodes. It didn't last long. I thought it was pretty neat, but it didn't catch on like they were hoping. And pretty much from that point on, Scooby-Doo disappeared from TV. It was basically gone off TV. There hadn't been a Scooby-Doo TV show for 15 years until the early 2000s when What's New Scooby-Doo came out. But in between there and the 80s, they rebooted Scooby-Doo in the movies. And essentially there was, the first one was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, then Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, then Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. I'll be reviewing those 3 separately, because those 3 have something really in common that none of the other Scooby-Doo things have. And then there were a bunch of movies that came after. They've been releasing them even up to this year. The last one that I can name that was released was Scooby-Doo Camp Fear. I haven't seen that one yet, but I kept going. And it looks like they're going to continue that trend and release even more Scooby-Doo movies. Oh yeah, let's not forget another show from the 80s that I almost forgot about, A Pup Named Scooby Doo, where they reduced all the gang to kids. That actually was a pretty cool show, from what I remember. They've released all of that on DVD. Essentially, there's a Season 1 box set, and then the second set is Seasons 2 through 4. And that's Scooby Doo. But let me ask you a question. Knowing the Scooby Gang and their penchant for meddling and finding trouble, if you were going to be with Scooby and this gang and you stumble across a mystery and, Fred called "Let's Split Up Gang," who would you want to go with and why? Personally, I would not go with Scooby and Shaggy. That's just common sense, because if you've seen Scooby Doo, you know that they're usually the first two to encounter the villain. The first ones to get chased, excuse me, first ones to get into any kind of trouble. Another one I just want to know, who would you follow? I probably also wouldn't follow Daphne either, because she tends to accidentally get into trouble. As they quote it, danger-prone Daphne. But if you like this review, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other channels. And please click the like button down below. I'll be including a link in the description to Amazon.com where you can check out the new Scooby Doo box set and any of the other Scooby Doo sets I've mentioned. And I'll be bringing you some other Scooby Doo reviews. Again, this has been the Mega Geek. Hope you enjoyed.